I'll train a rat to spit and fire. The NFT analyzer, diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From mint coins to tokens, he's got all the intel. Web3 is a tree to show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. Wild stories.
Mega GMs, guys. Welcome to the Swarm Report. Friday edition, community edition. It's starting to become my favorite day of the week. That's maybe a lie. I love every day. But the Friday one's extra special because we got our boy Katz on this show.
GM.
You guys on this show. Good morning, dude. Good to see you. Do you want me to bring you up on the Spaces side, by the way?
Yeah, just put it in our chat. Make it a co-host on there.
All right. Hang on real quick. All right. So, guys, quick heads up. Friday show is your show. It's our show together. It's the community. It's Katz and me talking about, look, everything happening in the virtuals ecosystem. There's a lot going on in the virtuals ecosystem today, dude. Holy cow. We've got a massive Vader announcement. The Vader announcement. The thing we've been like waiting for a couple weeks now. Like, Vader disappears. What are they doing? Where'd they go? Is Vader coming back? And when he comes back, in what form? He's back. And he's in a completely different form. Vader completely different now. Wild stuff. That'll be our top story of the morning, I think. We'll get into that here in a minute. But also, Virtuals Genesis V2 is in full swing here. Some really cool launches this week. Has been cool for you guys, like as traders, as degens, as AI, investors. Is it working out? Like, is Virtuals actually good for us to actually make money? Not so sure anymore. So we'll get into that too. We got some project updates and then want to put another focus on Predict Base, which is just continuing to ramp up and get more fun. And Kat's had an interesting win over there this week here. It actually ties into our last show with something we had talked about. So a lot of fun stuff to get into today. Smash a like on the show, guys, wherever you're watching, live on Abstract, live on Retake. I ended up firing that off, live on X. And then, of course, Spaces. Again, guys, in the chat, wherever you're at, if you want to come up and chat with us at any point, there's no real format or structure to today. You guys tell us where we're going. So come over to the Spaces side. That's on my account, Hudah_idiot, and we'll bring you up to chat about, look, any of that stuff we were just talking about or whatever else. By the way, you noticed something, Katz? You noticed something about the screen?
What am I missing?
I don't know. You tell me. So let's see if somebody in the chat notices. It's something we talked about yesterday, like briefly. Okay. Maybe it doesn't stand out. It should, because everybody bitches about this. Light mode. Fucking maniac light mode. I had to. I felt like I was living a lie with dark mode. It's just not me.
I remember the conversation now, but yeah, it doesn't.
It doesn't stand out. So I think everyone's full of shit when they give people crap for using light mode. I don't think it's real. I think it's like fake outrage. Maybe. Whitney, good to see you, man. We're going to talk Ring Fence today too. A few updates from those. Yeah, a few updates from those boys. Interesting stuff. Not a pivot. New products, like bonus products, which is pretty cool. Gokamoria, by the way, good morning. Belligerent King, good morning. Katsy, good morning. I don't know. I like light mode. Anyway, let's get right to our top story. We'll get to market stuff when we get to Virtuals Genesis. But top story is the return of Vader AI. Gotta say, no longer Vader AI. It's just plain old Vader. And I like that right off the bat. I like the kind of the rebrand. Interesting to see a pivot away from AI. And I don't think that's totally true. I don't think it's a pivot away from AI. I think it's heavily going to use AI still in whatever they're doing, but a pivot towards robotics. Tell you what, I didn't play the trailer yet. I'm going to play it now because I don't know if there's audio with it, like if there's actual like voice. So let me share this. And then I want to get into what it is they're doing. It is a big deal. It's a big change. We'll get into how smart it is and maybe reasons for doing it. Let's check out the trailer.
The year is 2030.
No, fuck it. I can't play the audio. I'm going to get a copyright strike. I can't do the audio. Damn. I'm really conscious of that now because I get dings like all the time. I can't do it. We could do it without audio, but I don't think it matters. TLDR, dude. Vader going robots. Humanoids will replace human labor. Human labor is the biggest market in the world with a 40, is that trillion? We don't see that often. A 40 trillion economy and is ripe for disruption. Robots will clean, they'll cook, fold, wash, repair, manufacture, build, mine, everything. Just picture everything. It's reminded me of something Thread Guy was talking about earlier this week. We'll get to that too. 1 million humanoids will float by 2030. So be out there probably working. 1 billion humanoids will float by 2050. So what, 25 years out, 1 billion robots. It's a lot of robots. The robot revolution will not be limited to humanoids. It'll include autonomous vehicles, robotaxis, ships, drones, robotic arms, agriculture bots. Again, everywhere and everything you see now will have a robot somewhere around it. Yeah, even in your house. I believe it. Everyone will. Everyone will have at least one robot. Crazy to think that. Analysts expect robotics market to grow from 80 billion from today to 1 trillion by 2035. Nearly 900 billion of new value creation in the next decade. Vader believes robotics will be one of the fastest growing industries in the next decade. I gotta say, I'm a vibey guy. The math checks. Single biggest obstacle to robotics innovation today is data scarcity, which is interesting, right? They're saying if ChatGPT can already reason across so many domains, why can't robots do the same? And the answer is data. ChatGPT was trained on human text, digitalized, right? Scanning everything we do. Ooh, Vader posted again. Okay, we'll peek at that. But I think the point here is he's saying, like with robotics, well, you probably got to train them based on how robots are actually behaving and interacting. So robots need to learn from robots. And that data is not that out there yet. So Vader's looking to be part of the solution of, I think, recording robotic data, categorizing it, serving it to robots, to industries that are supporting robotics. Makes a lot of sense to me, man. Really spicy. Saying that's why software AI feels decades ahead of embodied AI. Again, it's the access to data, but it's why that's the opportunity here. Whoever solves the data bottleneck for robots will unlock the next $1 trillion wave of AI, the physical AI. Okay, so this is very much still an AI play. It's just a different form of it, which we've had little tastes of on Virtual's Genesis. There's a few robot projects, and I think they all caught our attention to some degree, and it felt maybe a little too early for us to get crazy excited about it. But Vader's really going to force us to think about this stuff. And I like it a lot. So believes crypto can accelerate robotics as a coordination layer, which it's already done, right? But also has this like incentive structure. Again, I like it a lot. It's like we're seeing with just tokens baked throughout platforms. It's an incentive to do things, to try things, to make things better. All of that, that's what Vader is now built for. So Vader's mission is to power the collection of robotics data at scale using crypto incentives, game theory, gamification to accelerate the robotics revolution by crowdsourcing embodied intelligence. Vader democratizes access to robotics data. Oh, data producing hardware. Interesting. Interesting if they get in the hardware game, or at least are fueling, hardware that I don't know is tuned or serving data, not just a vision. Vader's platform beta will launch in the coming weeks. All right, so we'll stop there. I think you have the general idea here, but it's interesting to hear Vader does have a new platform coming in a few weeks. And I assume the Vader token will be baked throughout. If they're talking about incentives, that does involve a token. And I got to say, it's pretty spicy. And I surface level really like it. I think there's some questionable things or things that we'd have to question throughout. But Katz, what do you think just broadly right now?
So actually and you stopped at the 4th post. The 5th one was where I got the most interest from. So they're partnering with Monetize AI. And this is, to me, it's physical. Like this is physical robotics, right? Like you just said, hardware. Like that's the direction they're going. So we'll see. I'm kind of holding judgment, right? So cool. The direction makes sense from a business standpoint, but at the same time, the thing I don't understand So we know Vader as, you know, the launch pad. We know kind of his chops in tokenomics and token play and all that. I have no idea what his background is in anything related to robotics. Like, does he have any experience in any of this world? And not that you have to, as long as you surround yourself with the right team and devs and all that stuff. But I guess for me, it's just hard. Like, okay, so we're doing a full pivot to something that do you have any background in? And if not, I mean, okay, but that's just like I said, I'm reserving judgment. I don't know how that's going to affect the Vader token. He's always been good at pumping that token by different things. I'm actually more bullish on what he just posted because I like that transparency. I like the explanation. So that's cool. On the robotic side, I don't know. I mean, look, Lee from Cyber Century already, like, he did it. He has a physical robot that's actually doing stuff in the ACP. Like, there are other people. I mean, we have other robotics projects in the virtuals ecosystem. Robot is working on a lot of that, you know, a lot of the software side of stuff. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what this will entail fully. So again, I reserve judgment. Did I buy or sell any more Vader from it? No, I've remained neutral and, like, let's see where it goes. I don't think it's a bad thing to go into this industry because, like I said, I mean, it makes sense. Like, this is going to be a thing moving forward. So we'll see how it plays out.
I like it. I think I'm with you kind of throughout there. Vader's very good at front running attention. He's really good. He sees down the road, and I trust that he sees pretty damn clearly. So I like it for that reason. I question, like, if Vader will still be doing anything in the robotics world in a year. This is like Vader's 5th pivot, 6th pivot, 7th. I don't know how many, but there's been a lot of pivots throughout, and that's good and bad. I think it's good that the team recognizes where attention is or is going or where it was and maybe isn't coming back in the same way. I like that. I think that's a really, it's a crazy important skill to have. So we've seen those pivots. But then you do have to at some point start saying, well, okay, if I'm betting on them to do this right now, is that going to change in a month or in a few months? And it does at some point, those constant pivots, like, it does add up and it does catch up and it does start, people will hesitate a little bit. At some point, there's a point where they're like, okay, maybe, like you're saying, Cass, wait and see, right? Like, it's a little more waiting and seeing how it plays out. That said, I think Vader's main product is attention. It's not so much, you know, what, you know, the thing they're talking about delivering down the road. It's just their product is attention. And for me, attention means value to token. And for that reason, I definitely want to bet on that token. His game is attention. You've seen it. That's why the pivots, keeping attention on the thing. And there's a lot of money involved with that. If you can stay, you know, ahead of the attention game, he's doing it again. He's a fucking master at it, it seems. I like it for the token. I'll say that right now. I believe in the robot thing too, by the way. Who doesn't? We all believe in the AI thing. We all bought into that narrative that AI is going to replace jobs or at least help us in our jobs and everything becomes more productive. And that it's going to reshape everything about everything. Just like that blanket of a statement. It's going to reshape everything. Robots is very much in that conversation. It's AI is part of it. Robots is the other part. And I actually believe crypto is the other part that is absolutely crucial to the thing too, because of the incentive structure and the transparency, all these things. What I do wonder is the time frame. So, like, last year, almost like a year ago, we started getting super excited about AI, and we heard all these reports coming out saying in the next year, you're going to see a majority of on-chain transactions coming from AI agents. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I think it's so easy to get excited about a thing and have these really bold predictions, overestimate how quickly it's coming and how big it's going to get. The AI thing did not play out yet how we thought it was going to. And so that taught me a lesson. I'm now applying that to robots. And I'm like, what if the robot thing doesn't happen in that time frame? Where I did some research, and like Vader said, it's going to grow from a 60 billion industry to 1 trillion, whatever his numbers were, and, you know, what specifically. I'm like, that's over 10 years. What if that's not actually right? What if it's actually a slower grind to get there? And what if it's actually over 20 years, 30 years, 50 years, whatever? And so that's the only thing I'm being cautious about is we're bad at predicting the time frame, and we might be here too. But yeah, I'm gonna ride the token for the attention game, and I think he's gonna get it. So we'll see. I like all of it. So Vader's post here, by the way, is explaining why the pivot. Should we break that down? Do you think it matters a ton right now, Cats?
I mean, I don't think we have to break it down on this. It's a great read for people who, were calling it a rug and all that stuff. It wasn't. That so, man, like you were talking about, Vader knows the attention game, and honestly, he sees where the puck's going really well, right? Like it's an old saying we, back from the Web3 days. But like, does it make you worry about virtuals? Now, notice, virtuals hasn't retweeted this or any of this, right? And do we hear any more of ACP? I mean, I don't guess he's building that cluster anymore. He's going away from that, but it makes sense when he explains why, right? And I also wonder, I'm like, did he know about the changes coming to the Genesis platform? Because he got out kind of ahead of all that, right? Like, all right, I'm building this thing around Genesis, and Genesis points are about to completely not be worth what they once were. We'll have that discussion later. But I just, again, Vader sees the future pretty well. And so I understand this pivot, but it also makes me wonder, man, like, did he jump ship quicker, kind of knowing that was coming?
No, that's an interesting point because, well, for a few reasons. I do wonder how much they know ahead of time. Like it's a really good point. And I don't know to what you were saying, like the ACP plans. I don't know if that's still happening. And like, I'll tell you, even from like a team who is in that Vader cluster, I don't know the status of that either. I actually don't know. And sometimes that's because I'm not the technical guy. I'm not in those meetings. I'm not one of the devs building that thing, but usually I'm pretty up on like latest updates and how it's going. I haven't heard anything about that cluster. I don't know. That could be completely dead and gone, or it could be that's being built like alongside this thing, which, we'll get to the ring fence stuff. They're also building multiple things now. And maybe that's the direction a lot of these projects are going to go. And I think that's smart. Keep building the one thing. And maybe it's just you're dividing your attention and you're just, you're putting it where it belonged for the right time. Again, it's smart to see where things are going and what's capable now. We'll get into the ACP talk and actually talk about, is what they were planning to build, like the vision for it, was it wrong, or was it also just too early? Is it going to take longer to get there? So just got a lot of thoughts about this, and kind of like Cats would like when Genesis V2 came out, I felt like I needed to have a good firm take on what it's going to look like and how to play it and what it all means. And pretty quickly we're like, well, no, we got to let it play out and let it marinate to see what it all means. And we'll adjust as it goes. I feel the same about the Vader announcement as far as any firm thoughts. I don't know if I have them, other than I just like people trying stuff. If we're going this direction, again, I think we are, then awesome. I'm along for the ride, but good, bad, whatever, to be determined. And I'm rooting for him like I'm rooting for everybody. Goku Moria saying, feels that they should have stayed EAO launching platform. 3 launches, including Billy Betts. We'll also talk about Billy Betts today. Billy Betts, heads up, in I want to say an hour and a half, I think, is going to be on the FOMO Hour show with Farouk and Tyler and Billy Betts. I see someone requested. We'll get you up here. And by the way, guys, again, you are all welcome to come up at any point. At any point. Like, this is your show today. So we will stop what we're talking about to talk about what you want to talk about whenever. Billy Betts is a monster. Like a juggernaut in the waiting that people like already is, and people don't realize it. Maybe think they missed it. And so many things to say about them, but going to be in front of that FOMO Hour audience today. I think Billy Betts is about to be like a massive Kabali kind of play in a good way. Fucking love Billy Betts. But to that point, let me finish up here. 3 launches with Vader EAO. It was Billy Betts, it was our token the Swarm, and then Wake Hacker. All great projects. They gave the idea to virtuals and then completely moved a different direction. And so then Kokomori, that's the concern then with the robot stuff too. It's like, do they do it again? Do they build a thing? And then if and when it slows down, it's on to the next thing. And, and then consequences are there for, you as a investor, token holder, whatever. So we'll see. All right, we got Whitney coming up here. I love this guy. We got it. Yeah, there we go. Whitney, welcome, man.
Hey, Hudah. Hey, Cats. How you guys doing?
GM, man. Hey, I really like your take on ACP, so I hope you came up here to talk about it.
Yeah, I did. I mean, in the Vader conversation is very interesting. The announcement, I mean, I think I received it the same way as everybody else. But yeah, I mean, ACP, my comment on ACP is it stands. I think that it's got great potential, but Potential just means you ain't done shit yet. And as a builder in the ecosystem, you can't put all of your eggs in that basket. And that's not to say that ACP won't be amazing. I think it will be, but it's going to take time for them to get there. And in that time, the other businesses got to figure out how to survive. So when we made our announcement, it was really not about moving away from ACP. It's more just about building our own agentic network that we can secure with ring fence, and then we can essentially focus on onboarding a new type of agent, or some of the agents that are currently in the virtuals ecosystem that maybe don't have the kind of product distribution that they're looking for through Butler.
So I have some thoughts, and I agree with everything you said in your post too. So I've been thinking a lot about ACP lately. Again, it ties into what we were saying about Vader. Again, is it too early, right? Where did we misjudge the timing of how it's going to grow and how fast and all of that? ACP is so interesting, dude. Okay, I had Dawn on the show last week. I think it was last week. And
yeah, it was last week. I heard it was a good show.
Thank you, man. I asked him a question. This has stuck with me. The one thing that stuck with me from that chat was like, dude, all right, I've been around the internet for decades. And when I first started using it, I felt it. It was so obvious to me, how big it was going to grow and how fast and all that. And I'm like, I don't feel that with ACP because I don't use it. Because ACP was intended for agents to talk with agents. It wasn't intended, as far as I knew, for humans to interact with those agents. Like Butler wasn't part of the plan. But I'm like, okay, since I'm not the one using it still, what do you see that tells you ACP is going to be like as big as I knew internet would be back in the day, right? He didn't have an answer. He didn't have, he kind of stopped and was thinking, and I even listened back a couple times. I'm like, maybe I just missed it. He didn't have an answer as far as something that he sees that we don't, that it's like, it is coming. And this is why we didn't have anything.
Well, okay. Hold on though. So you asked him to explain to you how ACP would be as big as the internet. It will not be, full stop. I mean, even at its like max potential, it couldn't be. The internet is everywhere. Right. So I get his inability to cite something there, but I'm with you on just the team not really yet having a clear understanding of how they're going to reach market adoption.
Well, but here's the thing. They compared it to the internet, and they are very different, but compared it to, it is 1999 of the internet. And so we know what that means as far as explosive growth comes. But we were told that we would see agents transacting on chain more than humans. Like 80% of the volume on chain would be from agents, and agents will be doing this and that and this and that.
Yeah.
And agents will have their own economies and stuff. And so that's what I was looking to get from him. I'm like, I don't quite see it yet. Like, it makes sense. I think it's coming, but I don't feel it. So what are you seeing while you're building that you're like, it's coming? So I was hoping for something that I saw these agents do this thing, and that was a sign that they're going to work autonomously together, and I didn't get anything.
Well, we've had this conversation in private also, so this isn't anything that's news. Where there's not enough agents yet that are out there really trying to touch real users, and that's the dam that has to break. In order for mass adoption to occur, you need to have products that can get to AI products that can get to consumers that they find useful. And right now, it's like 17 to 33% of US adults use AI daily. That's not a lot. I mean, I'm sorry, intentionally use AI. Like they go to a chat bot or use Claude. All of us use AI every day unknowingly in different apps. But so that's like 33% that's not mass adoption. We're not to the tipping point with AI yet in general. So I think you mentioned it earlier in the show. It's a bit of a bubble. People were overstating the facts. Now we're seeing the reality of it. And it's likely the same with robots.
So I want to, I was all about ACP prior to ACP launching, right? Because I see the value in that. But in some conversations I've had, even with other teams, I tell them the exact thing you're saying. Like, ACP should be a vertical like that has potential for you. But if you're putting all your time and attention into that, your business is going to fail. Like, that's a specific avenue you can go down to help bring in revenue, but it shouldn't be your revenue model. So you need a functioning product that's standalone. And standalone outside of the virtual ecosystem. And then when you integrate into ACP, it's another source of, potential future revenue, but it can't be the revenue model. So I definitely agree.
Yeah. I mean, business is about multiple distribution channels. It's not like you only buy SEO on Google. You also run ads on Facebook or ads on Twitter. You're always looking at new ways to acquire customers for cheaper. So you can't just limit yourself to one. The earnings list came out recently, I think, and maybe this could be incorrect, but I think I saw that Loki had made 100K, a little bit over that USD, from ACP in total, which is, fine if you're considering that it's over what, 3 months, maybe 4 months. Not terrible, but if that's the only revenue for the business, and you're talking about a business that's got any kind of enterprise valuation, 25K a month, let's say it's over 3 months. So let's call it 35K a month. 35K a month over the course of a year, you're at, what is that? $420,000. We'll call it ARR just for the sake of argument. So you add a multiple of 10 to that, and you've got a $4.2 million business. It's not terrible, right? But if that's all they have, then they're capped out at 4.2 million until ACP expands. Whereas they could apply this to different things and go from, a $4.2 million business to a $20 million business just by opening a couple of different distribution channels, which I know they're working on, by the way. So I'm not throwing shade at Loki.
Right. Yeah, the ale thing, and right, that virtuals update this week where they're measuring revenue and buybacks and all that. I like the idea of it. Well, I like it, just flat out. I like it. I question some of the numbers. I do, because I'm just assuming this. I'm just assuming that there's like plenty of like I guess wash trading. Like I think maybe I should have like numbers or proof to back this up. I just assume this happens. I think there's people like maybe using their own product to pad those numbers. I don't buy the numbers. I don't know if that's a blanket statement or what. That's just my gut feel. I don't. So I don't know. I just don't know anybody really using the products. I don't.
Well, so like I'll just be the first person to say that if you are falsifying your stats on virtuals and you are only to those numbers, you are too retarded to be operating an actual business. So I don't think anyone is padding the stats, because what the fuck would you pad them that low for? But anyways, I think ALE is great. It's a good initiative. Transparency is always good.
Do we think it's super transparent though? I guess I don't know where the numbers come from. I don't know exactly where they come from, and I just think there's room for fuckery there. But again, I should probably have something to back that up. And the point of this wasn't to dig at anyone. It's just like Spidey sense kind of shit. But we'll see.
I like to just operate under generous assumptions on this one. I think that, we're still partnered with the virtuals. I know you are as well, but I think that they mean well, and they're trying their best. So I do think that they're putting out accurate data. And I certainly don't think they'd knowingly include anyone in the ALE that was padding stats. Also, just to throw that disclaimer out there. Yep. But man, the market is just weird right now. The market is weird. I think people are looking for any kind of life or any kind of problem. And as a builder, this is the kind of time where you just kind of ignore what's going on in the market and put your head down. We're going to be in a completely different spot once token 2849 kicks off. It's going to be absolute bananas. I don't know how many people have been through cycles. The end of the year is nuts. So much fun.
Yeah. When is that?
The end of the year?
No, I think I got that. I think I got that shit. No, when is token 2049?
It's last week of September. Last week of September, nice. Beginning of October.
Why is that such like a I don't know if it's a catalyst. Why is that like a moment, a milestone moment?
It's a massive conference. Everyone's there to have a good time. Formula One is also that week, so you get like a really good vibe in the entire city. Everyone's really excited. Everyone's showcasing new products and getting people bullish on what they're building. And then coming out of that, the rest is going to be up to the macro. If the macro looks good and everybody comes out of token 2049 bullish, you're going to have every influencer and KOL and team talking about everything that they just learned or saw, which will then get retail excited and bullish, and on we go.
Oh, dude. I'm so hoping. I believe it too. I believe it. So, fuck, I can't wait. Dude, you had some updates yesterday and today. You got some time to walk us through it?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let me get some stuff on the screen and let me fix
an announcement of an absolute Chad board for the bag.
Congrats to Hudah.
Yeah, congrats to Hudah, bro. Come on.
Well, hang on. You want to hit that
like
first?
Vuvuzela? Yeah, let's go, man. We can talk about it.
All right, let's do that. Okay.
You're
this
a board
is really
member?
cool. This is cool. I'm excited for it because, like, I don't work. I don't Yeah, I don't do much with other people. This is like kind of a first for me. Whitney, do your thing. Go ahead and tell us what you got cooking here with the based agent grants. You guys heard about this a couple weeks back, right? The bag grant program. But yeah, what's cooking here?
So at the outset of the business, we wanted to make sure that we have a complete ecosystem in place. We obviously are building within virtuals, but we see ourselves much bigger than that. And that's obviously the direction that we're building. So part of that was launching a fund that could support builders within our ecosystem. And that's what led to BAG. So BAG is a grants fund that is comprised of 7% of ring-fence total token supply. And then we've also had Model Guard that's contributed 1% of their token supply to the fund now. All of the tokens remain locked, and they only unlock at certain fully diluted valuations for the respective token that is to be unlocked. So whenever a token in BAG crosses a $5 million FDV, 25% of the total allocation can be liquidated. Crosses 5 mil, another 25% can be liquidated. And then once it crosses 20 mil, the remainder can be liquidated. And it's structured like this for a couple of reasons. One, obviously, we don't want people worried that they're going to give their money to BAG or their tokens to BAG, and then we're just going to turbo nuke their chart just so we can write some grants. We want to make sure that anytime we have to liquidate tokens, it's done ethically. So we're using the same on-chain treasury manager that Ringfence uses, and that's Artis and GAF Capital. And essentially, what on-chain treasury management does is they sell ethically. So there's no selling the news, and there's no selling tops. They're only selling, usually it's 1% or less of your daily up volume, and only at or above certain fully diluted valuations. So this ensures that, again, any of the people that are donating percentages of tokens to BAG, their charts aren't impacted when those tokens are liquidated. And then the other side of why we have these tiers set is so we can write more checks. You know, if we were to, let's say, start deploying the 7% of ring-fence tokens right now, we wouldn't get very much bang for our buck. And we want to make sure that we can write these checks for many, many years to come.
Who's like your ideal like project candidate, whatever? Like who do you want to see reaching out to get involved in BAG?
My ideal are people who are fresh off of a hackathon where they've, come in a top position, or teams that have a really compelling idea that are getting ready to go and compete in hackathons. Aside from that, I like to talk to people who are just finishing university, and I don't care which university, but just finishing university. And I say that because of the age and the hunger that comes.
Something about
they're ready to start building something.
I like it. Yeah, there's something about something about the young dudes and girls out there. They're like hunger. They got a whole different fucking thing going on. And I love, dude, it's one thing, probably the thing I love the most about like the virtual space is you have some legit builders who are coming in looking to do something pretty damn innovative. And especially the past couple, I don't know, the past couple of weeks feels like we've seen like a turn in the kind of products we're getting, like stuff that, like we talk about a lot here, grows outside of this ecosystem. Like it's got a different audience, and awesome to help fund some of these people that are gonna build shit that people probably will use. Like pretty cool, pretty freaking cool.
Yeah. And on the side, I've got a couple of different things that we're going to be coming out to support BAG, which essentially are, a vibe coding edition that'll attach a dev for a really low fee to teams that want to build. So when that product rolls out, I think people are going to be able to get businesses launched for under $1,000, and they're going to be able to maintain them on a monthly basis for under 200. So yeah, I mean, the world's changing. It's coming down to where a $10,000 check or a $20,000 check is a meaningful amount of money. And if we're able to write those kinds of grants and prevent young founders from giving up 10, 20, 30% of their business or their token supply, it's a massive W, because they're just going to do the same thing. Like 1 out of 10 is going to find amazing success, and then they're going to turn around and pay it forward. And that's how you can really create the kind of growth that we're looking for in ICM. Is we need more successful cases that want to come back and reseed new businesses the same way that Silicon Valley did during the tech boom.
Love it, dude. By the way, board members, so Wit, who's speaking here. Again, guys, over on the video side, if you want to come chat, again, Wit's over there, but over on Spaces on my account. But Wit is on the board here. I'm there. Graham is there. Nick's there. Why doesn't Lee have an X account, dude? What's up with that, Lee?
He's smart.
Oh, that's a good point. He's the security guy. Holy shit.
That's what say Lee's smarter than all of us. combined.
That's beautiful, dude. This is like, yeah, it's like, that's art. That just clicked, dude. I love it. Is this live now? Can projects start applying for grants?
Not yet. As soon as either Model Guard or Ring Fence cross 5 mil FTV, the tokens will unlock and we'll start writing checks. But people can, of course, there is a form that's attached to the bag announcement that we'd originally made. People can submit applications. We're still happy to talk with teams and see if we can, help in a non-monetary way, of course.
I dig that, actually. Like some advising in there too. Well, maybe that comes with it, right? I don't know.
Oh, I mean, for bag, yeah, I'm just talking about general. Like, I'm down to help for free if people need. Like, if somebody needs something and I can help, I'm always happy to do that. So you don't have to wait for bag to reach out if somebody feels like they need something, or there might be something I can help, whether it's my network or advice or whatever. I'm not going to ask you for a percentage of your token supply. Just don't be a dick.
Dude, I love that. Actually, and I'll say it here too, and I want to make sure people know, like, there's a lot of people here who do want to help you, like legitimately help you. Look, I have a lot of teams on the show, and we do this thing live and talk about their product. And I never really meet teams like outside for whatever reason. I just don't. But that kind of changed in the past 2 weeks. I'm starting to meet with the teams and just hear more about their product and meet the people behind it. And I've loved it. And I realized I should have been doing that a long time ago. And so like Whit's saying here, dude, for anybody, it doesn't matter what level of builder, if you're new to virtuals or you've been around and just want some advice, like Open Door always to just kind of bounce ideas off of and get some thoughts about best practices, where the spaces go, all that stuff. Again, just putting that out there. You can always reach out and DM and happy to chat with anybody who's actually like working, like putting in blood, sweat, tears, trying to build a thing. We should be helping each other, supporting each other. Very freaking cool. Now you had the other announcement too. Hang on, let me get this passbook. I didn't know you were cooking, man.
Yeah. So, I mean, we've been building data orchestration software for the last 2.5 years. And we've seen a lot of people come out. I mean, like Vader's announcement alluded to today, like data collection this or robot data that, and none of these people realistically know what they're talking about. And I'm sorry to be the one to like rip the Band-Aid off for everyone, but like there are multi-billion-dollar funded massive humanoid robotics companies. They will be the ones who put the robots out into the world. They will be the ones who have the robot data. It's not going anywhere else. Full stop. So unless you are going to be the one manufacturing robots, you're not getting those robots' data. So it's, like I understand narrative plays and I understand the way that things are going and in the space, and mazel tov. Everybody who wants to think the robots are going to come from Web3, great. But I put my money on Brett Adcock. If you don't know who Brett Adcock is, I would look that up. Yeah, that's who's going to own robots. And if it's not him, it's going to be Elon.
Is that good or
so
bad?
There will be it's great.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can't. Okay, so the amount of money that it takes to be able to design and build just a chipset is millions of dollars. Now you want to talk about putting that chipset in a humanoid body that can move. It has the sensors to understand balance. It can understand terrain. It can understand moving around objects, grabbing objects, moving them. I mean, get the fuck out of here is the only thing that I could say. So when I see a lot of these announcements, I'm just, I wish everyone the best. But the reason that we are launching Passbook is to make sure that we can start providing people with services that really help them use their data in a way that is meaningful to them. We're not trying to, revolutionize the way the data is collected. It's collected the same way that it's collected right now by all of the other apps and services that you use. The only difference is here you collect and own your own data, and you can attach it directly to AI in chat interfaces that you use every day. And essentially every chat interface becomes a powerful AI tool where you can get access to any of the products and services that are connected to Passbook. So just like you do with Butler, imagine that on WhatsApp or on Twitter or on Telegram. But the difference is through the chat, you're directly connected to all the products and services that you would otherwise have to search for, fill out forms for, put in payment information for. You have access to it directly through the chat.
Can you dumb this down for me? Because like I'm extra retarded this morning. This is not like an I don't know what it is, dude. Like this is or isn't like an ACP kind of competitor. I don't think it's that at all, right? Like this is not an ecosystem to connect agents.
No, I mean, it is an ecosystem to connect agents, but we're not competitive with ACP. It's complementary. So just as agents will be able to connect to ACP, we will be connected to ACP, and agents will be able to connect with us on ACP and access outside networks.
Got it.
So think of us more like a bridge to the outside world than a competitor.
Oh, I see. Okay. Really, really cool. Okay. Do you have any kind of roadmap for this? Like milestones, I should say.
Token 2049 is the next big date that we're pushing towards. We'll be sharing a white paper in between now and then. And we've got some partners that are already on board that we're going to start announcing. So should be this is going to be a crazy month.
Hey.
This month's going to be nuts as we roll this out.
Spicy. Okay, I like that. Dude, are
Fun.
you I'm sure you can't say, but you got other things you're like that are kind of cooking on the back burners too? Like I don't think anybody knew you were cooking up something like this.
Well, so we view an ecosystem play as a holistic play. A lot of people have been asking us about the utility of the Ring token. We phrase it as a product. As we add more products, features, ecosystem partners, the token buyback and burn mechanisms are going to really start to shine. So we're going to be talking a lot more about our strategy for buying back and burning Ring. And then we have a number of other products that we're going to be releasing that are complementary to the ecosystem. There's an investor relations platform that will come out that we've been working with the Blockworks transparency framework on. And then we have a couple of other things that'll just be nice tools for the ecosystem to use so that anyone can come to the platform, connect their agent, serve clients that are connected through Passbook, or they can get their token on the investor relations platform and manage their entire community in one place. Potentially there will be a launch pad attached to that, but no details on that yet. And then we'll have other tools that will help the builders go from idea to product.
I dig it, man. Dude, you're really cooking. Okay, random. I just want to throw out random things. I forgot to bring this up during the robot talk. Okay, again, all these things that we kind of talked about for AI as far as growth of AI. I remember like this article about NVIDIA CEO saying it's the next multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. I just thought this is funny. Also says the same about robots. He's not wrong, by the way, but it's just funny. It's like the exact same playbook that we had with AI is happening in robots, but also I believe in it. So I don't know.
Robots, they're going to be a massive industry for sure. I mean, they're already out in the world. You've got your Waymos, which are, I guess, robots. You've got the Tesla robot taxis that are out there and earning money. We've had robots in factories for years. So yeah, I mean, they're going to be everywhere. We truly are going to be outnumbered by the Terminators in no time.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm a bad dad because, dude. Okay, so my kids tell me their dreams, like their dream jobs and the careers they want to get into. I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. AI is going to do that. It's fucked up, but I do that a lot. And then I started doing it again. This is really actually it's fucked up when I say it out loud, but they started doing it again with they can't wait to drive, right? I'm like, don't worry about it. The car's going to drive you. Like I'm crushing all their dreams, but I believe it's true, man. Is it coming that soon?
I hope not. Did Skynet launch yet?
Oh, it's a good point. Hang on, let's go check.
I'm just saying, like we're talking about Terminator and robots ending us all, and I think we have Skynet launching literally right now.
Yeah.
Good timing. I love those guys, by the way. They're great. That's going to be. I wish them all the best. That's going to be a fun one.
It's still got an hour and 13 minutes.
Great time. Though 4,000 virtual away from that tier 3. Wait, tier 3 is the top, not tier 1, right? I feel like I do it backwards. Whatever the top tier is, yeah.
It's gonna hit it.
They're definitely gonna hit it. Picasso. What's up, Picasso? Let me bring you up here.
I've got to jump, but I'm gonna move to listener.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I'm glad you came up. Always a treat.
Thanks for coming up, man.
Talk soon, gents.
See you, Whit.
Guess that transitions us into Genesis launches, though.
Yeah. Let's get a quick Picasso take, and then we'll go to Genesis launches and project updates. And actually, we're going to get to the ring fence updates anyway, so that was perfect. And then predict base, dude. Can't wait.
GM everybody. GM to Hudah, Katz, Alazar, Whitney, ring fence, Cyber Sentry, good project.
GM, bro.
Dog, Crypto, and Soul Brother. And since it's Friday, Vader's back. I just checked my wallet. He has actually started airdropping all those 1% that he was getting during those tier list days. So bullish stuff for everybody. I just wanted to, spread some positivity. You know, robotics was something I was looking into with, I think it was RoboStacks. They had this thing with RCP that I shared back in June when I was really deep diving in virtuals. And yesterday was, I think 3 or 4 months since I've been in the ecosystem. I joined in May at almost the high peak of Genesis version 2, or version 1, I mean. Version 2 of Genesis, it's had some ups and downs, but I believe this pivot is what could be the future of AGI. So big up to Vader, man. I mean, I know it's been a lot of mixed sentiments. I have to be honest. But he has started airdropping. I mean, I just checked my wallet just now, and I'm going to share in the Jumbotron. Dude, I got like almost 8 tokens, man. I don't even know. I'm going to even share it and just read it just for everybody to have some positivity. So I got some, I don't even know, dude. There's a lot. I got a superconductor. I got Wack AI. I got Swarm, of course. I got Nancy. Dude, I'm just going to share it on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, because he's doing airdrops for like the EAO projects that launched with him, and then also people who came on the spaces and gave him like 1 to maybe some of them even 3%. There was like a little range there.
Yeah,
but,
dude.
Yeah, cool.
We're going to still get all that. And that's the beauty of a builder just living up to his legacy. Because, I mean, come on, this is this guy's legacy here. I mean, I started doing a lot of deep research into a lot of other things around the project even yesterday, because I was like, okay, the 14 days is over. We got 0 points. I mean, Virgin points ain't worth much. I mean, let's be honest here. And a lot of Virgins are speaking on that. So I actually staked half of my cut yesterday back on Virgin, on virtuals. Just to, I mean, I don't know. I was just a bit confused yesterday because, some lunches happened and I got 0 Vader points, but luckily on my other wallet, I'd staked maybe like $5 or $10 of Vader on virtuals, and that gave me almost 70 points yesterday. So I knew like something was coming. I just knew it. I didn't know what it was, but I was like, it's been 14 days. I just knew something was gonna happen. So big up to him. This morning we started getting our tokens, and I'm just a bit excited because we do need some positivity. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, but let's see how it goes. And thank you for the opportunity. I always join your show because you never know what alpha you're gonna learn.
Never know, and we get it from you too. So appreciate you, man. And I got your screen grab on the screen here. Hang on, I'm seeing if I can do all these from just like from their logo. I Wake Hacker there. We got Swarm here.
Yeah,
there's
so much. I don't even know, man. All I know is from the calendar he had it all the way to May of next year. That's all I know. Because he had a calendar. If you remember on the website, there was a calendar that had like each month X amount of tokens.
Picasso, let me step in, bro. I want people to know real talk. Okay, so yes, we got these drops. You should have got them last week too. But in the initial announcement 2 weeks ago, right, he said he was going to do this. And so the airdrops, conversion points, and token airdrops will be distributed based on yesterday's snapshot of stakers and yappers for the next 14 days. So we just hit our 14 days. Post 14 day, all right, it says 5% of Virgin points will be shared among Vader stakers. So again, now after this airdrop, and the remaining committed airdrops will be reserved for future community incentives. So I know you're trying to spread positivity, and I appreciate that, but just a heads up, like that doesn't mean that they will continue after this one, because we don't know what the reserved for future community incentives will be for post 14 day. So
so Katz, does that mean
if we were, yes, that was the part I didn't understand.
Hang on, does that mean we were getting them like on a weekly basis or bi-weekly or monthly, and
they were weekly? Yep.
And now this might be the last weekly one or what, even though this might be the last one. And then all of a sudden it could just be a big fat drop of all the rest of them, a big old campaign with whatever, right?
We don't know.
Okay.
Exactly. This might be the last one for a while.
Correct. Sorry, I missed that last part, but at least something is better than nothing. So let's just see how this goes.
I dig it. Well, knowing Vader, they'll make like the most of it. And they'll make it splashy as hell. Cause it's what he does, man. It's what he does. Okay. And Katsy is saying, yeah, this is the last one. Okay, so this is the last in that old way of doing it. And now something new. And again, Vader will do a big announcement with it. And I'm look, I don't even know what to expect with Vader anymore. I was so wrong about what I thought they were doing, right? I'm like, guys, they're doing a launch pad. They're doing what AI Rocket did. You'll do token pre-sales and they'll do spaces and help projects launch. They're not doing that. I couldn't have been more wrong. They're not even doing the AI stuff as much. I mean, it is, but yeah, whatever they're doing with the rest of these tokens is probably gonna be something we're not exactly expecting. We'll see. And then Catsy's saying next is an unknown community incentive. Vader will make it good though.
Listen, you should all listen to Catsy. Like, so he commented earlier, and he's right. Vader teased robots like a month or so ago. Go to Vader Research, scroll down to July 31st. He literally said robots are coming on July 31st.
Oh, shit. Everybody in Virtuals telegraphs what they're doing so far in advance. They do. They all do. Virtuals does it too. And maybe we don't listen, or maybe we do. Some of you guys absolutely do.
Yeah. Scroll down. There it is right there. Boom.
Okay. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, there it is. Was telling us what he's doing. I like it a lot. Okay, what I hope he does is he has like drones deliver us ledgers with our tokens on it. Some shit like that. Like have the robots do it. So we'll see.
Oh, you're talking about like physical, like the ledger wallets, the physical ledger. Dude, that's wild.
That would be a Vader kind of thing to do. We're probably a little off from that, but again, I just expect them to do some weirdo crazy shit. We'll see. Actually, now that I expect that for it to be something big splashy, then it won't be. So I like it. All right, good segue to Genesis launches and how we're feeling about points. And I think you both had teased a little. You're not feeling points are worth it much. So let's do a quick check on what launched this week. Again, Skynet is live right now. The quick TLDR is it's an AI agent launch pad, like a no code click and build an agent that can do stuff, which I like. I have not like gotten hands on to feel out how cool it is, like how smart, how robust, what kind of tool set you can build them out with. I remember like a year ago when there were like AI agent launch pads, right? And I launched one and it couldn't do anything. So like without being able to like get and see what kind of agents you can build, I'm like skeptical is not the right word. But I just want to see what it's capable of. This is live for another hour, meaning again, pre-sale. Go commit points, go get some tokens. But it is going to go at the top, meaning you're going to be pretty watered down already. So it'll launch at like a 1.67 mil FTV. And if you think you'll get a 2-3x, you kind of like project it out from there. But this week that completed, Finny AI, New World in GMFM actually completed. I wasn't sure it was going to, but it did. We'll start with GMFM, which I'm not like actually like it, but I'm not super bullish on what they're doing because we've seen versions of this before and it doesn't work. And all right, they had a little demo of what it is like an AI radio show, right? It's like I think it's a 24-hour broadcast of like alpha market stuff, news. So I tuned into like the little demo they put out, and I thought it was like, it wasn't that good. It was like, it was a guy and a girl going back and forth talking about news, and they literally would switch off like every other line. And it was really jarring, and I don't think it was like the best look to put out there, knowing it's early and they'll make it better, but it hasn't worked before. I'm not sure if it's ready to work now. So I was kind of surprised it completed. The fact that it did complete, I'm not surprised to see it, 300K FTV, which isn't bad, but I don't know. I think price reflects, what it is. And I hope it really does cook too, product wise, especially. Cass, you got any thoughts about this one?
I don't have thoughts about that one, but I have thoughts about points being worthless when we get to that point. And
okay.
I have a few thoughts. I went on their YouTube and tested out the product a bit. I did not pledge because I was saving points, but it's a decent product, and I wish them luck. I mean, it's good to see some projects born because some of them we don't know the amount of work they're putting in, but it did bond. It bonded, I think, at 25K. I don't remember, but I didn't pledge to it though, sir.
The GM one. Yes,
I watched their demo. They had a testnet kind of live thing where you could go on their YouTube and listen to the show. It had a bit of latency, but I like the concept that the show was being delivered by all AI agents. Yeah. So I hope they keep building. That's all I can say.
I mean, the thing is,
they have somewhat of a live product. Some projects even launch on virtuals with no live product.
Yeah. No, good point. And I listen to AI content. Like when I'm at my desk working, I usually have like YouTube up playing, and like when it's just auto playing, it often like goes to content that I realize like after a little bit it's AI. So I listen to that
Yeah,
stuff.
that's YouTube algorithm.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
notorious for that.
I like it, but like this was hard to listen to, and again, it's just early, but yeah, it should get better. All right, we had New World, which I fucking love. I love it. We had him on the show. I like the product. It made sense to me. I think it's one of the, I called it a dark horse, you know, whatever. Yeah, I still believe that because it's got reach outside of our echo chamber. Got to the mid tier, got to 42K virtual, which I think was a great achievement for them. They didn't have a lot of hype ahead of time for whatever reason. Maybe it just came on too fast, but it didn't, at least here in virtual. So seeing it get to 42K and now sit at a 2 mil FDV, I think is an awesome milestone for them. And I think it's going higher. My feeling here. So that did well. And then I'm going to say, well, we'll get to points in a second because I didn't crunch numbers. I bet Cats might have. He might have. So I'm really excited for this. And then finally, Finny AI, also on the show this week, completed at the highest tier. 2 pre-sales, right? They had the AI Rocket pre-sale. They had the Genesis pre-sale. There was some controversy with the tokens not going live to AI Rocket, you know, pre-sale buyers. It took like 45 minutes or so for them to get it. But this one's sitting here at a 4.6 mil FTV. So did well. Cats, like give us the points breakdown and thoughts on these launches.
All right, so let's get into this because first of all, if you're not using Will Intel for all this, you're completely missing out. And Hudah, I know you have it, so you can show people this. All right, so if you go to Will Intel and you go to Genesis launches, it tells you all this. Now, for currently, NUA is sitting at a 3.18x and Finny is sitting at a 2.7. So you made more money going into NUA than you did Finny. But that makes sense on, you know, because it launched at a higher tier. Now, Hudah, check this out. Sort by lowest point value. So go to point value. So sort by lowest point value. If you want to talk about points, it's right beside market cap. Screw it, right there. Okay, so check this out. Scroll down just a little bit. All right. Now it only goes to 3 decimal points, but one of the lowest. Look at your 2 latest Genesis launches, Finny and Sage.
Wow.
You got the least. Look at where they're ranked with all the rugs. That's the point value you're getting on these.
Oh my God.
Any hyped launch now, your points are worthless. All right. And so now compare that to NUA, who didn't launch at tier 3. Now their point value is 0.004, which is still pretty low, but it's literally the hyped launches are now your points are worthless. Literally 0.000.
Yikes.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. Like this new Genesis, and it's easier. Like you're scrolling fast, but you see the Genesis or Genesis V2 tags on these.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of makes it easier to stand out. So like, stop scrolling. You see Sage how it has the right beside it Genesis V2. I wish there was a way to sort by that right now. But regardless, you can see the tags, and man, when you start looking at these V2s, whew, like it'll hurt your feelings.
Damn. Okay. I'm thinking if there's also, it's just like the more recent stuff is also the most watered down because it's just more users and there's more points and stuff too. There might be something to that. And I also do think it's watered down because of like the structure of it, the way that Genesis is built now.
Of
But
course.
I would want to dig a little more and see if it's like, it's every bit as much about just the use. There's just so much more here now.
And it's also like we don't have as many launches to put points into. Everybody had saved up points. There's a lot of factors that go into that. But again, like this is our new thing. Like, okay, Shumi had better points value than the higher launches. And it's always been like that, right? Like it was always before in V1, like my notorious stories Moxie, right? Where I put like a couple hundred points. I got 100,000 tokens and I just still hurt myself over the whole time that I sold that. But if you could find something that just barely graduated, right? Like your potential for value on that, because you got such a higher allocation, was always higher. That was always the case. It's just now you're watered down so much with only that 7%, right? Like it just like the value on this is just nowhere near the same. And I think it was I saw a post I have to go find it, talking about the difference in, what you can, what amount of money you can actually allocate now, okay, versus something like AI Rocket, where now I tried to get into AI Rocket, I had everything ready to go, and even I still missed out on it trying to do a $500 allocation because it sold out so quick. I'm sure it's a skill issue. I don't have a bot, and I had a duplicate approval that came up that cost me. But anyway, so like, regardless, you could put in $500, get that level of allocation, which was over, I think it was over 300,000 tokens. And so even at the 1.8 FTV, like, you could get a much higher allocation doing that versus if you went max points. If you're sitting there with as a points millionaire, you still got a better allocation from AI Rocket than you could have if you spent all your points. So it's, I don't know. Genesis
So-
V2 is broken.
Do you think because the AI Rocket pre-sale tokens got delayed? Was there anything about that you think was like on purpose to give virgins like first access to those tokens? What do you think happened there?
I don't know, but all it did was, I mean, did it matter? I know, I mean, that's a bad look for virtuals, but it still didn't matter. Your big dump came when all the AI Rocket people got their tokens. That one right there.
Yeah.
Like, and I said it. I think we were on Spaces at the time, or you were. It was during your show, and I said like dump incoming because like now they got their tokens. But yeah, it's something like if people aren't looking, it is making a lot of people question doing Genesis now, and I don't know that that's where we want to be.
No, it's a good point. It's a really good point. It's why I was hoping Finney would be a little different and show us like a different way to do it, because they had such an interesting like hybrid of all of it. The AI Rocket pre-sale, the Genesis pre-sale, the no lock on the token, so you could sell right away, and then right, traders could be a little liquid too. And maybe we still need to wait and see how Finney AI plays out over the next week or two. And see if it really does see, like, if it's got a different kind of, FTV or market cap compared to the rest. Because maybe you're up big on this still if you got in Genesis or AI Rocket and you don't sell. So we'll see. And by the way, too, ultimately though, you think points pretty darn worthless? Are do you give a shit about them anymore?
So I've been talking to you some about this. When people ask me about Genesis launches, like, I haven't done the research into them because so me personally, like, I got into virtuals because I like the products, right? Like, these are utilities. I like the products. I want to use the products. Now I took profits finally, and I'm free and clear on all of it, and it's great. And I'm in a better position because of that. But for me now, I'm more focused on actual products and using them and seeing what I like and what I want to use in my daily. Like I just talked about Well Intel. I use it every day. Like, I love that product. All right. So I got no problem staking 50,000 Went because I don't care about the Went token price right now. I want to use the product. Gloria yesterday, I went and bought 30,000 Gloria just because what I saw immediately, I'm like, okay, I want to stake Gloria because I want access to that, like, for the foreseeable future. I really like the product. And so as I test products, those are the tokens that I now will stake. Like, otherwise I'm not staking anything. But in me saying that is like, okay, I'm going to use this product, so I'm staking it because I no longer care about the token value personally. I care about being able to use a product. I can't do that with Genesis launches right now. And so do I want to spend my capital that I have on those? I don't know. Like, I'm more focused on spending time using products, and I'm going to create content around that. I mean, obviously my content's a lot about predict base right now because I love the product and I see the future in it. But for me, like, I'm just not as attracted to Genesis right now because it's not worth my time. There's so many good products now in virtuals. I want to use them. And then if another new product comes along and I miss the launch, okay. But like, now if I can use the product, see that I like it, and then I can make that financial decision to buy into it. But Genesis is no longer what it was in V1 when we started, and we're all getting 50x gains and we're all going crazy, right? Like, that's not going to come back. And so it's everybody has to make their own, decisions for themselves, and you always have to, and you have to do your research. But like, for me, it's no longer financial. It's, I want to use stuff. That's where I'm at.
I dig it. Picasso, let me know what you think.
You're correct, Kat, and I have to agree with you. I spent the past 2 weeks just trying to understand the new system. The tokenomics favors more builders. And, sometimes builders, they're only humans. They might deliver, they might not deliver. They might have technical issues, testing issues, beta issues, alpha issues. So you are correct. Genesis, they need to some way revamp it. The point system is not, man, I'll tell you guys my true story because I like to be transparent as well. I pledged almost 200,000 points to Finney. And I started talking to their team. I mean, we were going back and forth yesterday, dude, because I'm that kind of person. I want to know what's going on exactly because I do believe in the product because Finney had some huge backing from good teams. Big up to Cheyenne. I used this playbook. He had said like 4 things that people will need to follow when picking products, like Kat said, because the financial gain will come if the product is good. Everybody knows that. It's just it might not be immediately. It might not be, tier 1 or tier 2, tier 3, even seeing how it launches. So I'm like Kat said, I'm only staking stuff that I can use. Like Axelrod, I did, and me and Kat are in Axelrod. I mean, he's in the TG. We've spoken. I mean, we got early pre-TG allocation, and he was telling me then, like, I can't wait to stake mine. And the reason I'm staking Axelrod is because, I mean, yesterday they had a big update. You can use it for like through the Butler agent now as a C2A, where you tell it to help you, I think, do a stop loss and a take profit. They don't have limit orders yet. So saying that I come from a technological background and I love testing stuff, I believe it's a product market now. And the products that, the projects that find product market fit in the long run or short run, they would give you the financial if that's what you want. And and Axelrod is on my top list for that. Some other stuff is in my top list. And I believe Finney, if they do keep building, and they actually partnered with Axelrod for the similarity of their staking with the APR, where if you do stake it, you will get extra tokens. So I suggest everybody to look into that. And the team told me yesterday they're going to roll that over this weekend. Because I kept asking them, like, hey, if I stake on virtuals, would I get the APR with the extra tokens after a certain time? And they said, you will still get something. And I'm like, okay, I'll just wait for them to start the staking on their website. So I'm going to have to agree with Kat's points are not worth as much. Guys, I didn't even get almost 10,000 tokens for Finney, almost 200,000 points. But I used it all because I was like, they're not worth much. I had lost a lot of points from when we didn't have launches. And I figured, hey, let me just try to reset. So I did unstake some stuff off of virtuals because I started digging into almost 100 projects, I'll be honest, back in May, because I figured, hey, if I'm going to join virtuals, because I pivoted from a lot of mess that was going on with meme coins, honestly. So the points are not as much as what we would expect. You are even going to laugh. I pledged 10,000 points to Axelrod.
I bet you got as much, right? Or maybe more?
Dude, I made $300 that day. That was one of my biggest wins in virtuals of 10,000 points.
I love it.
I have to tell that true story. Until today, I'm still holding most of my Axelrod. I've took some profit, obviously, but I ended up restaking it because they had given me beta access to their hedge fund.
There you go.
So I'm going to dive into that. I can't wait to dive into that.
I love
Once I get some more liquidity, I'm going to start doing their, I did the risk management stuff and it put me as a mid-tier trader. So I'm going to start using more of the products as well. Predict base is a good one. I've not super dived into it because I'm not a big fan of betting. I hate losing money when I bet, but I'm going to start learning to use more of the products.
It's
like
smart.
Because,
dude, it's smart. Picasso, I got to keep us moving along because we've got a couple big topics to get to still.
No
but
problem,
I
man.
appreciate.
Thank you. I actually wanted to drop down so Cheyenne can speak because he's
Cheyenne coming up.
Yeah, man.
Cheyenne, if you're requested, I don't see it, but come up. And Picasso, I appreciate you a ton, buddy.
So I just want him to speak. So put me on listener so the big boss can talk.
There you go. I appreciate you, dude. Good to hear from you. And a question for you guys too. Like, I kind of think the virtual site's broken, but I'm really curious. Okay, it shows I got 10,000 points expiring in 11 hours. I just spent 100,000 points. I don't think I should have anything expiring. I got to like go and look and see if I had a big chunk I got out of nowhere that really are expiring, but I don't think so. And I had points expire yesterday, again, even after I had, maybe it was the day before, but I don't think I should have 10,000 points expiring with what I just spent. I spent half my points here. I've never got a huge chunk of points all at once. So something feels wrong. Anybody else like look at your points and you think it feels strange? What I do, I did 90,000 points. I'm getting like 7,000 a day, 8,000 a day. I can't think of any reason I'd have anything expiring right now, but I do. Cass, does that seem like just like at quick glance, like that's not right? You're muted.
Sorry. I say, yeah, it doesn't seem right because obviously you're not getting hundreds of thousands of points a day and you just spent all those. I don't know.
Yeah. I got to keep an eye on that. I don't like, I for a minute was bleeding out points and I don't want to be, dude. I don't like, they're hard enough to come by, at least for me now. But, there was maybe one day I got a chunk of points, but it wasn't like, it wasn't anything that I should be, losing right now. Yeah, it's weird. We'll definitely keep an eye, but actually wanted to mention it just so you guys actually peek at yours, because I don't want you guys to lose points too if you shouldn't be. So peek at your points, make sure you're not getting dinged for some strange reason. Cheyenne, welcome, dude.
Hey, GM. Yeah, it's the same strange situation, right, with the points and all. And I know, and I'm plenty okay with it because I understand the situation, but it's still kind of strange when you pledge like maybe 4x more points and the value of my Finny was less than my Unai. It's kind of weird, right? Like, but Unai was one I homed in on, right? Because I knew that was the value, whatever thing. But this is how I play it, right? So everyone needs. I just tell everyone to have a strategy and stick with it, right? So the strategy, I think, for the past 3 months, I think a take profit strategy was like the smartest way to play it through the chop, right? Then July, August, totally expected. But I chose a different path, right? I chose a different path, which is like really, really long term, like just like Big Will, and I've stuck to it. So the way I see it is that, and you're already starting to see it today, right? All the launches will only start really, really happening after September, towards the end of the month. This is how I see it. I see the time whereby everyone's holding back, but when the bull kicks off, the real bull, right? Like March last year kind of bull, right? Or November last year kind of bull. When that comes, all the flow back in. And all I'm doing is just waiting for that, just bidding my time, right? So all I do is I still participate. I keep almost everything staked. Participate just to farm points, right? Farm points till that day comes. But to have my strategy or Big Will strategy, you need a lot of conviction, a lot of faith in that projection of how the market is going to pan out, right? So yeah, there are a couple of people along with me. So we are on the same journey. We chose our path. We are sticking to it. But the worst thing is to, suddenly change things halfway. And the worst thing is to do half, right? Like that's, yeah.
But
so
dude,
either you trade your way through or you just stick to plan, right?
Dude, right on. But it's so fucking hard when virtuals changes the game on you midway through. And so you made your plan and all of a sudden your plan doesn't work, not because you did it wrong, but because the plan, the rules of the game changed, right? How do you plan for that?
No, the rules of the game change, but the fact is that, if you go back to season 1, right? Like before Genesis, before all this shit, right? Just think about, we never thought about the rules, right? There were no rules back then, right? Born and what have you, right? But think about the valuations. They went up to easily, like some, unknown thing could easily go to 20 million, 40 million. Under those conditions, we won't be thinking about the rules anymore because the valuations, the market momentum, and the retail participation will carry the valuation, right? And I'm just looking at this whole situation from the lens of the numbers I see. And if you look at the Dune metrics, right? The Dune metrics on virtuals, right now participation is 10% of December last year. About 10% of December last year. 10%, right? So if you look at the numbers, it might change. So my perspective has always been shaped on analytics, and that's how I play the game, right? It's 10%. The participation right now is lower than in May, lower than in June.
Do you have a breakdown of this, by the way, on your timeline, like on X?
Yeah, I posted about it before. I said, hey, guys, patience, guys, right? If you think that, it's blah, blah, end of the world, that's because, right now, activity is 10% of, last year, right? Like I said, patience, man. If that should give you, if you zoom out based on that lens, then you see like how much potential we have. And we can only expect, if you still believe in the bull run, if you still believe that this is not a top, right? Last year, December will look like, that would, when we were talking about 100 billion, whatever category, market cap. I mean, if the real bull run hits, whew.
Yep. This is what I'm
Right.
planning for too. It's like, I'm with you both that points right now are worthless. And I say they're worthless till they're not. And I do think there's that next moment that comes, like you're saying, maybe end of September, there's like big old rush of projects listing, and all of a sudden we don't have enough points to go around. And I'm hoping it's so many projects that were so watered down that we start seeing projects that only get to that 21K virtuals committed. And all of a sudden you get to go in there and do some real damage and get a ton of tokens in. Those launch at what? I'm ballpark 500K FDV. That's the market where these things can rip to the 10 mil FDV, and you can really do some multiples there and make some money. And again, I'm completely with you boys that points right now not awesome. I don't think that stands. It's what keeps me like active, at least like maintaining my balance. Otherwise, I want to make sure I'm there for that, not out.
We just have to remember that retail is not in. I mean, are you kidding me? Like, big Will space, your space, we have like 10 people, 20 people. That is because 95% of people are sidelined or have left. 95% of the people who are participating in season 1, they are out of the game. They will come back. And on top of that, we can expect another 100% on top of that, right? Another wave, more of them, right? That's what we expect. If you keep doing your show, we keep hyping this shit, right? So you just have to, if you look at the numbers, it's easy to imagine. It's very easy to imagine. The only thing that would stop me from my thesis is that if I thought that, hey, the bull run is over, we are all fucked. In that case, we are all screwed anyway.
That's a damn good point. So a couple quick things, and then we'll get to kind of wrapping up Genesis stuff. But dude, Bitcoin suddenly back to 113K. I didn't see the numbers that came in, but there was some like unemployment data that came in today that wasn't great, but it was actually good for us. It means we're probably, we assume rate cuts are coming, but now there's a lot more thought that we might get a 50 basis points rate cut in September. I think the odds just like doubled for that. So all of a sudden, market's kind of cooking again. It's exactly what we need. I mean, shit, for our bags too. And this does bring people back. And the funny thing you said about like viewers on a show, I love this. Like I use like views and engagement. That's my barometer for the space. It is, because it's like I always see numbers go up before the market really starts coming back. And it's trailed off like a ton right now. Like normies aren't here, and even like the virtuals dudes, like the virtuals community isn't here either. Like everybody's really throttled back, and it's because end of summer and going back to school, and it's just like that's what happens this time of year. But keep watching the shows, watch Will's show, watch my show, keep watching them. When you see the audience coming back, it's game on. Like it's really game on. Watch that shit. It actually registers. It's cool. Let's see. Goku Moria, Iris finished the system. Caught that sell-off caught everybody off guard. Like people dumped. And then most people, maybe. I'm going to say most people were down on Iris in the end. That could be. And then Luna's saying Virtual's pyramid has fallen and may never return. I like whenever people say pyramid, I actually agree, but also I'm like, everything is that structure. And so we could say about everything. And I just think I think a lot of us here our outlook or our want for what virtuals is now is not necessarily what they want. They want in the long run that you make a lot of money, and they think right now the best way is keep giving you access to these startups and getting cheap access to tokens. And that if you hold them, look at a Billy Betts, if you got in early, and if you can hold and hold and hold, and in a couple of years, that's $1 billion, multi-billion-dollar company. Or they want to keep serving us those opportunities. And my final point is, I still say that what's going on in virtuals, and it deserves a post about this, I should write it up, need to frame it less around AI, and we need to frame it more around internet capital markets. Like, it is really cool what's happening here. This is startups that are fundraising and, sharing that with us via token. And I think what's happening here is a much bigger deal than people realize. I think they're more successful than that Believe platform was. Although I got to crunch numbers and see if that's really real. Like if we see that in like volume and TVL in the ecosystems. But I think what's happening in virtuals is a big deal, and that people come back to it again just to get access to projects. And we got one of those even coming next week. So I'll just quickly serve up what's coming next week that I'm pretty bullish on. Actually, this is in just a couple days, but Taika, I don't want to get into the like full dive into what the projects are. I'll just say this. I'm going to shill that one. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm going to shill them as they get like to launch time, because I know who those guys are. They were around in the NFT space. They launched an NFT collection that I thought was really cool, and I think they're good people. I'm going to shill them a lot, and I'm not paid by them. I just like them, and I want to support people like that. So I'll be shilling that one. And then Fables, I think, is super, super interesting too. You'll hear a lot about that from Will, who I think is like an official advisor for them now. They do have a cool product. It's interesting at the very least. So we'll be talking about that too. And then the last one that's on my radar now in a big way is Spira. This is, again, different products all of a sudden coming out, and this is like a big old marketing platform. Dude, there's something about this that I like, and I'm going to throw big points at this one. Again, we'll get into that later, but start doing your deep dive into this now. I think Spira is super interesting here. Katz, you got any final thoughts on Genesis and how it's been going, and anything coming up you're excited about?
Yeah, so I want to give people who are listening and who are active just some real life numbers, okay, just from my personal account, okay. So I just want to give 3 projects that I did 100,000 points for. All right, now Sage and Pok since V2. So Sage and Pok I did a whole lot more, and we know those were really watered down. So for instance, AI Aristotle, or Facey, I did 100,000 points. Okay, I got 4 virtual worth. All right, and that was 35,000 tokens. Unai, I did 100,000 points. I got 33 virtual worth, and that was 23,000 tokens. All right, so less. I got 4 virtual worth with Facey, like right before, in old V2. 4 virtual worth got me 35,000, and then 33 virtual worth of Unai got me 23,000. All right, way less. All right, but now here's what the point I want to make. So the tier thing matters so much, and it's like you were talking about. Once we get to a point where we actually get a bunch of projects launching, and maybe not all of them go top tier, that's where we start getting spicy. Okay, so Nua did not make top tier. All right, I was surprised by this one. So when I did my 100,000 point allocation to it, or pledge to it, it told me, it projected like 85 virtual. All right, maybe it's 87. So I did 10 virtual over that. I did 97 virtual. Okay, just based off projecting, I'm like, at least I'll get my full allo. I figured it would keep going, honestly. Well, it didn't make the top tier. I actually got refunded 4,500 points, and it used all my 97 virtual. So I could have gotten more allocation. So, but because it didn't hit that top tier, I got 162,000 tokens. Now, that's the highest token amount that I've gotten yet on V2, but it's because it didn't hit the top tier. Now we didn't hit the higher FDV, and I'm over 3x on that token allocation, and I got a lot more tokens. So the tier stuff matters. Okay, even for like Skynet, I don't know where I haven't seen it yet. Did it hit top tier yet?
Yep. 104K. Yep.
So again, I'm not going into that one because it's not worth it now. But that's and also if you don't like, as you're watching these projects end, if it's over tier 2, but it doesn't end up hitting tier 3, like put more virtual into it. Like if you've already pledged, okay, put more virtual into it, because you're what I've learned is you're going to get a higher allocation based on that. Like I said, I could have gone heavier into NUA. I didn't know that because I over committed virtual, thinking like based on what their projection was. Well, then I could have gotten more, and again, that's if you want to spend the virtual.
They lock it in at that tier you cross, right? That threshold.
Right.
So not to like 50K. Well, they give you the difference of 42K up to 50K. Is that how it works?
I still am confused by it. Honestly, I still need to figure out, because I went in, it had already crossed that first tier. So I went into NUA when it was in that second tier. So I'm wondering if my allocation was bigger because of when I went in. I still don't really understand that. So if anybody can explain it to us, hop up on Spaces, please. But yeah, so it was just surprising. I'd never gotten a points refund on a successful launch. That was weird to me. Right. And so I was like, man, I need to go back and read about this more.
When they first dropped that white paper, we had picked out in the white paper, it did say points refund. We're like, interesting. Right. Like, what is that? Like what's that going to, now we know a little. We know a little what it looks like. Still, why? Not sure.
Yeah, but I still don't know why. Like, why refund the points and not any virtual? Like, I don't. That part was weird. I got more virtual than I was expecting, more of an allocation, but it gave me back points, and I only put 100,000 points. So I'm guessing had I, put 150 virtual or whatever, it wouldn't have refunded the points, because then it matters where you're at on, the leaderboard. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Point being, like you're saying, I mean, points are worthless when it comes to point value. Okay. On hyped launches. If you can get into a tier 2 launch that actually has a real product and backing, well, then you still got significant value. Now the points on NUA are 0.004, but again, compared to 0.000, like those points were way more valuable than the other launches. And again, it's all about dilution. So,
yep.
But yeah, I just wanted to give that comparison.
Dude, it's like super valuable to hear that too. Again, like just make sure you know what you're doing and the why. And I think we're realizing now it's like those NUA looking things is probably where the best opportunities are. And like, so when that moment comes where there's like a fuck ton of projects, I think it's like a ton of NUA type projects, like, small team, cool idea, like looking for that, I don't know, little boost, and I think those you're going to start seeing some cool fucking opportunities. So be ready, man. Be ready. Luna, I like your points too still. Opportunity cost, which is got to factor in. It does. You spend the time doing a thing that you're not making a lot right now and you think you are later, or what could you be making right now and what will be bigger down the road. So all fair points. All right. Cool virtuals launches, market looking okay. Let's see if that continues. And then dude, should we get into predict? Hang on. Let me see if I had any other project updates. I wanted to shout out Graham.
Sorry, Luna asked if we hate money. Yeah, I apparently do.
Hate. All right, hang on. Two quick stories. I think we talked about this last week, by the way, but Solace has got their physical thing. Neat. I don't have anything else to say, just neat. And I want them on the show. And then Macro Trader has got Graham on board as an advisor, which is really cool. Like really fucking cool. Graham's awesome. These guys are awesome. GG's to both of them. Their founder launched a Bitcoin treasury in Europe, and I can't remember the narrative, but like was aiming for that to be the biggest Bitcoin treasury, I think, in all of Europe. So ambitious folk. I like it.
Again, that's another project. Like, I'm excited for their product to launch. I mean, the token price skyrocketed off that Bitcoin treasury announcement. But it's another, like, it's a DeFi project or product that I want to use, and their closed beta is supposed to come out anytime, and they'll have a dashboard. The thing I like about MicroTrader or Macro Trader, however we say it, the thing I like though is, okay, so they're providing the liquidity for their initial vaults themselves. They're not extracting from the community. They're gonna put the money up to prove their product, which is, I love that, right? Like, as a business model, prove yourself. Now, if you prove that you can make money with your product and it didn't cost anybody anything, now people want to come in when that product is available and use it. So and then you're going to need the token, which again, that's the whole point of a utility token. And so it provides value back to the project. I love that model. Even, like Gloria did, like, they're going to give people the free version to prove their worth, right? Like, products should be proving their worth. So I really like that.
Dig it. Dig it. All right, let's get to Predict Base. There's some cool fucking things that happened this week with Predict Base, like on the platform, but then also just like people using the platform, like cool stuff. Where like, wow, what's a good starting point? I will say this. Okay, to start, let's just say they have their largest market opened up right now, like most volume we've seen on a Predict Base market. The U.S. Open. I don't follow tennis at all. So as much as I'd want to bet on this and just be a part of it, I can't. Right, but
I bet it this morning, and I don't follow tennis either.
Oh shit! What'd you bet here?
Okay, so here's my take on that specific bet. I literally just Googled like where we're at in the standings. So essentially, it's the semifinals, and it's Djokovic versus Alcaraz. So one of those two is going to be in the finals, and then Sinner's the number 1 overall seed versus whoever it is who's a really low seed. So your other is not smart, right? Like, and that's why it's a 200x. There's only four people left, so it's essentially those four. Right, and Sinner's playing the number 1, or Sinner's the number 1 seed, and he's playing whoever the other is. So that's why his odds, are not great. But for me, I'm like, okay, so either Alcaraz or Djokovic is going to be in the finals. All right. Now both of them are top players in the world. Look at Djokovic's odds. So I put a $3 bet down on Djokovic because it pays over $100. Now, if I lose $3, I lose $3. But like the odds play is fun on that one, and I put $2 on Alcaraz, right? Like it's still okay. I can make $6, but it's just fun. Like that's the sort of stuff with prediction markets that's fun, and it ends today. So, you can't like wait until the finals to put your bet in. But yeah, stuff like that's fun,
dude. It's so cool. All right, so platform is obviously getting more usage, and let me pull up the SlamVision Explorer because I think I saw that the like the users is going up too, at least like returning wallets. Let me see if I can get this on screen here.
Hudah is giving okay, yeah. Djokovic is old, but I mean he could still win, right?
Wait, is that who you bet on?
I did a bet on both Alcaraz and Djokovic. I mean, because one of them is going to be in the finals. So, I mean, again, I'm not spending much money. Like, if either of them actually win, I make money on the overall betting. So,
yep. Okay, cool. All right, let me see what I want to peek at here, which by the way, I'm trying to get to, and I don't know if it's here or not. I should know it's our own site, but I'm trying to find like, what is it? I want to see like the all-time view, but like with a breakdown like of daily. I don't know if it's here or not, but I am going through and just checking active wallets here. And it looks like in August, active wallets actually dipped from July. Kind of makes sense. You guys felt like the whole space slowing down too. In fact, I think that it maintained, and I should compare it to other projects, but the fact that it mostly maintained from July, I think is pretty cool. But returning wallets, a lot of people are like sticking on the platform. You can see that to me is growth compared to any other month. They had, 29 returning wallets all across May. And then June was down, and July up a little bit, but 3x in August. And I wonder then, I'm looking at September, we're starting out at 103 returning wallets. Already beat August. Again, if it's working the way I think it is, it looks like September should be a really big month for like bringing new users in and retaining them. So that's what it looks like to me. Already 52 new wallets this month. Yeah, dude, super interesting. And I'm going to keep an eye on transactions. Already a quarter of what we saw in all of August right now.
And that's only the first 4 days.
4 days, dude, crazy.
Yeah. So I was looking at those same stats, right? And so already with active wallets, we're over half of what we had for all of August in 4 days in September. Transaction volumes definitely going up. So on the site too, you can actually see bet volume. Already in 4 days of September, we're at $155,000 in betting volume, which is way higher than
dashboard.
Right there. Yeah, you were just on it. No,
okay.
Yeah, that was it. I just counted up the days because I actually looked at each day.
Gotcha.
So if you count up the days of September, see how we're at 155,000. So I mean, comparatively versus previous months, like September's going to crush the betting volume, and like it makes sense when you look at the wallets too, because we're already showing essentially more wallets on a day-to-day than we've had in other months. So volume is picking up. We got AIXBT making bets and creating volume. I love it.
Do you have a link to that tweet? Because I want to show that.
It was in my just if you go to my Twitter, I quote tweeted it.
What's cool too, like as I'm pulling this up, like I still haven't bet on the platform yet, and I'm going to, and just to show it's gonna pick up users, it has to. There's so many of us. I bet you, dude. I bet you there's so many of us that are like just here right now, like on this stream that haven't played it yet. Like we're watching it, but we haven't made a bet yet. We haven't traded yet. By the way,
Right there. Yeah.
was that this? Yeah. Yeah,
If you
dude.
click on,
Well, we talked about it last week. We were just riffing on it, right? But we were saying, like, how cool would it be if like AI agents start making their own markets and then they convince other agents to go and take one side or the other? And it was cool because I chatted with the team. They're like, dude, funny you say that because that's something we wanted to do. It was like part of the initial like vision of it. And then this dude made it happen. Dude, yeah. Tell everybody what actually happened here.
so, I mean, if you all didn't see on the timeline, essentially what I did is I took a clip of our video where we talked about how smart it would be if AI XBT actually launched like his own market. And so now, in all fairness, it wasn't all me, right? So AI XBT commented on it because I tagged him, and then Freddie came back and asked him if he wanted to create the market. He says yes, right? Now, to just clear up some confusion that I saw to people too. To be fair, so when you want to use X, like when you want to use PrettyBot on X to create markets or place bets, like it creates a wallet for you on your X account, and then you have to fund that wallet. So to be fair, the team from PrettyBot funded AIXBT's wallet, okay, just so he had money to be able to bet. He didn't do that himself. But then when he wanted to place the bet or wanted to create the market, he had funds in his wallet to do that. And so the transaction went through. He created that market, right? So it's really cool.
Dude, it's so cool. All right, so he made the mark. What was the actual bet here? Hang on. Preddy will be the Preddy.
We'll launch on ACP by the end of September.
Got it. Okay. So the bet is he bet yes, right?
Yeah, well, he created the market.
Oh, but when you make the market, you don't have to take a side, right?
No, you don't have to. Nope. Because then you can go back in with PrettyBot and say, hey, place a bet on, on that market.
All right, let's see how that's looking. All right, so let's see. So he launched a market. PrettyBot. I think that right there. Yeah.
No, that's mine.
Not it?
That's mine from last week.
So, okay, then question. If people put up like competing markets or bets or whatever, does it matter? Or do we just expect to see plenty of that? And it's
no, anybody can put up multiple markets. What you're going to do is find the one that gets the best volume. So it's that second one right there. That's the one that AXBT did. Yep.
Got it.
So it's got $229 worth of volume on it.
Not bad. Not bad. What was yours at?
Mine was only, what was it, 62? Yeah, $63 in volume. And that was just our community bet from last week. And again, I do them weekly, right? So mine was by September 5th, by today's show. So obviously it resolved it. It's going to be no. But
wait, say that again. You said it's going to be no. What's going to be no?
Well, no, the community bet from last week, because that market was, will it launch on ACP by September 5th?
Oh.
So
Okay.
it hasn't graduated yet. So that's going to be a no.
Gotcha.
Like the market's already closed. And also a question Gravity had was like, well, I thought that it ended September 4th at midnight. It does, but because live trading, like you can't trade your bet yet. That's coming, right? Like you were talking about before, where, well, I'll just create a market and leave it open for years and I can bet shares. That's not live yet. So right now, the more people that, like, let's say like I went and voted yes on that and everybody takes, a yes position. Well, my odds are going to go down, right? Because I already locked in that bet and you can't trade it yet. That'll be coming. But so the markets close much sooner. So people can't manipulate the percentages right at the last minute. So you have to pay attention to when the actual timer ends, like for when you can place a bet on a market. But again, that's all stuff coming in V2 as this is being built out.
Do you know when that comes, by the way? Because I really want to be trading the shares. That to me is like the most appealing part.
I don't know a specific time frame yet. I I know it's supposed to be coming pretty soon, but I don't know if that soon's in 2 days or 2 months. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. You gonna do another market or bet today?
Yeah, let's do one every week.
Oh shit.
I don't know what people. I don't know. Again, I like to do them weekly though, like so that we can talk about it on next Friday's show. So I don't know what specifically the hot topic of the week will be, because obviously, like, the Vader news hit again on a Friday, like it did when we did this 2 weeks ago. But I don't think robotics is coming out by next week, so we'll have to come up with something to do.
All right. Throw some ideas in the chat for the market to launch. I actually have one that I'm going to launch today. I haven't used it. I don't remember if I have to hold Preddy to launch it or what, but I got an idea. I'll share it in a quick second. Dude, I gotta go to the bathroom so bad. So I'll be right back. Cass, you good carrying it for a minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, be right back.
So like you were just saying though, if you're new to predict base, you don't need Preddy to launch a market. You can launch a market with USDC and it costs 1 USDC. Now, part of the utility of Preddy is it will cost half of that USDC cost. Like I think it costs 50 Preddy. But so you can launch a market cheaper with Preddy, and eventually, when, like we were just talking about V2 of predict base, eventually you'll need to be a Preddy holder to be able to create a market. And the thing about all of this is that makes it different from other platforms is if you create a market, you get 1% of that volume by creating that market. So it will incentivize as Drop King just said, they airdrop some of the Preddy back when you bet. That's a current thing. And again, they had a big promotion going where, like, I think $10, like when I was doing $10 bets, I was getting 750 Preddy. That was big. Like now it's like a couple Preddy that you get back. And that's all promotional stuff. But, what is it? It says, are you getting anything after the bet concludes? I mean, you get the winnings. Like if you win the bet, you get whatever odds you got locked in at. But again, so on the creator side though, creating a market gets you 1% of the volume. So go back to that US Open, Hudah, go back to that US Open market right now.
Obi-Wan Coinobi. I'm going to bring you up in a quick second. I'm sorry.
Obi's great. We definitely got to get him up here.
I'm going to bring him up right now. Okay. US Open.
Yeah. Just go back to the home page. It'll be the top one. You've still got Preddy in the search function.
Okay, hang on. My mouse is so fucked. If I scroll down, it goes up. If I go up, it goes down.
There you go. There we go. Okay, so what's the volume on that right now? Just for an example, 18,000, right? So, right, this creator's already made $180 off this, like off of this, just for creating the market. He's getting paid right now $181 in USDC. It comes back in USDC. So, I mean, imagine, like we're talking about, this is still really early. There's not volume yet. When base app full integration comes on, and it has a mini app already. Like when everybody wants to start using, it's like I talked about, like if 1% of those people, like 7,000 wallets versus the 150, 105 that are active today, whatever, like volume is going to be astronomical, right? Like it's going to be way higher. So then everybody's going to want to create a market because you're getting 1%. I mean, this is 18,000. I mean, what if it's 180,000? You're getting paid $1,800 just to create a market. Well, then you're going to want to hold Preddy, because when we get to that point, the way that you have to be a holder to be able to create the markets, right? So it's a huge flywheel. People just don't understand.
Like, does that limit it at all if you have to be a holder and use that token to create a market?
Yeah, but you can still bet on the markets and all that, right? But eventually, like, again, it's another incentive. It's a utility token, and Preddy value is going to keep going up because as they take 25% of the profit, like of the revenue, and they buy back and burn quarterly. So like they're going to continue to burn Preddy as more users come on, more will be burned. You're going to be incentivized to hold Preddy because you're going to get paid for market creation. Like this is a great flywheel that I'm trying to tell everybody about now, while you still can get it in at this cheap price.
It's interesting. I just like imagine, like, if the platform is super successful, and we're all hoping it is, I imagine that's got to change, right? Like the amount they buy back and burn, because you got to rebalance shit. Like we talked about yesterday. At one point, AI XBT cost like $250,000 to access the trust. Like that's cool, but like it doesn't make sense.
and again, the team has been really flexible. Even when I brought up, the whole Predi incentivization for creating a market, like it was only in Predi at first, and I'm like, well, then you eliminate, for base app, everything runs on USDC. Like I know a lot of people haven't got to use it yet, but USDC is like easy currency, on base app. So why do you want to limit, who can do it right now? Like you want to be able to create a market in USDC. And I was like, the way you do that is make it more expensive than being able to create a market with Predi. And so that's what they did. I mean, the team was like really quick on it, implemented it quick, and it was a great thing because you're, broadening your distribution. So, and I'm sure, like you're saying, if Predi gets to, hundreds of millions of FDP and they're token gating market creation, and then they see the stats where, okay, well, now we're not having enough markets created because of that, they'll lower the threshold. Like they're a really good team, really flexible. But it's also just really smart as part of the flywheel.
Dude, really smart. All right, what are you thinking for your new market this week?
I really hope the community has some input. Let's get Obi-Wan up here, see if he's got any.
Obi-Wan, you're here. What's up,
Yeah.
dude? Should be up here. You're muted if you're trying to talk. If not, all good.
Hello. Yeah.
What's up,
Sorry.
man?
There he is.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, you're right. Do you know what? I'm just like, great show, by the way, guys. Sorry to interrupt. So, like, I just wanted to say hi and all that. I was just talking to DR to Grok, because Grok's got a wallet that has DRB in it. That it's got almost $1 million, and I'm trying to get it to place a bet on Predict Base.
That would be awesome.
But I mean, it's a great advertisement for the whole thing. So, like, I'm just speaking to it now, and it's basically saying it doesn't have access to the funds. It doesn't have access to the funds. But if I can figure that out, I think it would be a great marketing tool for Predict Base for it to actually, place something on there like a market.
Obi, we can get with the team, and they can fund the Grok wallet for X, and we can make that happen.
Just what I'm
saying.
Do it. Just like with AIXBT,
Yeah.
Get them betting against each other, dude. That's the holy grail right now.
I mean, like the Grok. I mean, that's like if Grok places a bet on Predict Base, then it's it's go time. But I mean, something to think about. Yeah, that's what I'm just gonna put that out there.
Dude, fucking.
Are you guys doing a live show later, or is this the show?
This is the show. I mean, here's our live show, but like,
yeah. We've been going for an hour and 50 minutes. That's the.
See, I went out and I got a haircut and I came back and I see you guys are on and I was like, damn, I can't believe I'm going to miss it again. So I just thought I'd hop on. But yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. Also, in regards to, sorry to go off topic, but the Genesis launch of Skynet, I put like 500,000 points into it. And yeah, that's all my points because I missed the I wanted to bet on the other one yesterday that didn't look like it was going through. Not GMFM, it was the other one. The Avenue one. Yeah. I was going to put it all into that because I thought, like you said, I didn't think it was going to meet the criteria for the committed. I thought it was going to get to 100 or like 70. What does it go to 100? I thought it was going to go halfway basically. And I thought I'd get more points that way, but I missed that as well. So I just thought, well, I've got 510,000 points. I pledged 258 virtuals, and I just want to see what I'm going to get. At the moment in the leaderboard, I'm like 99. So I'm in the top 100. So I want to see what type of allocation I get. Originally, it was saying I was going to get around 800,000 tokens, but I think I'm going to be diluted down to God knows what, So that should be something interesting to talk about in the future. But yeah, the DRB wallet, I think we need to get on that and get it to place a bet on Predict Base, and then we could market the shit out of that.
Dude, make it happen. We'll like brute force it. Let's all hit
So,
him.
so is that the community bet then for this week? Will Grok place a bet on or create a market on Predict Base?
I think that's it.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the
All right.
one. Yeah,
There it is.
Okay, guys. All right, great show. I just want to say hi, pass through. Next time I'll be on time, and we can have a proper discussion about things.
Love it,
All
dude.
good. Love you coming up. Appreciate
All right,
it.
great work, guys. Appreciate it. All right, bye.
That's great. Yeah. Okay. So now the whole community is aligned. Like everybody getting Grok, and like do it on the timeline too, whichever you want. But it's like everybody's now got an incentive to go get them to do this thing, and you take whatever side of the bet you want. But that's cool as hell.
Love it.
You end up doing that not live, but like after the stream.
Yeah, I'll do it after.
All right. Yep. All right. Then we got that. So I want to start doing one as well. I probably will end up doing. I'll say same thing. If I do it, it'll be like after the show. But I think what I'm going to do is just to give a new flavor on here. Actually, let me see if they got. Let me see if they got something like this on there. Aliens? Do we got any aliens? Okay, we got a couple alien bets. Will NASA confirm that aliens exist by December 31st? Here's one by January 1st. What? Okay, whatever. All right. What I want to do a bet on is where's my fellow fucking tinfoil hatters, right? What is it? 3-Eye Atlas. You guys, Cats, you familiar with 3-Eye Atlas? A little bit? Nothing? Not wow, nothing. All right. Big, like fucking huge comet. They think it's a comet. They don't know actually. Huge comets coming through the solar system here. It's massive. It's one of the biggest we've seen. And it's moving strangely. And it's made up of things we wouldn't expect. Some things like I think one of the things is it's got pure like copper in it, something like that. And it's supposed to have like nickel or something else as well when it's like organic. Otherwise, it's been like manufactured. There's really interesting stuff about it. And so there's a big question of, is it just a comet? Is it just a big ball of rocks that's heading our way? Or is it like a scout craft or something? I don't know. There's a compelling case for either side. So I think I might do a market about that because that's actually going to come by us. I think October 3rd is going to be really close to Mars. And we've got we got satellites there and that'll take pictures and we'll get a good idea then. And then it's coming close to Earth here still this year. So I think I'm going to get a market up by that. But then again, Cats, it's tricky when you can't trade shares and we're waiting like 2 months for it to resolve, right? Do you think these got to be like weekly bets? Makes it more fun.
Yeah, I mean, just for community engagement, I like doing the weeklies because then we can talk about it on next week's show. But it's up to you. We are still early on this. So,
dude, right on. Well, nothing stops us from doing even a couple. I do want one like that out there. We can even do something about like, do they find like a certain finding in the next week? Because they're still trying to figure out what this thing is. It's really interesting. I'll give some thoughts to that. If I do a market, I'll tweet it out. But we'll be looking forward to Cats is here with Croc placing a bet here or launching a market. That'd be awesome.
And so I want to talk since we're having our community discussion. So normally, I go and create it on the base app because that's where my that wallet is my catsfanatic.base.eth domain, and it shows me as the creator. So now, and that's why I like creating it where it kind of verifies me as the creator. I have other wallets that I use on PredictBase. So I guess I'm kind of conflicted, right? Because now I'm doing more video content and explainers and that sort of thing where I can screen record. And so I could show how to create the market, or do I just create it and then go on another wallet and bet it so that I can do a screen recording of how to place a bet? What do you think? Because I'd like to show people kind of interacting on the platform, right? If people aren't familiar with it.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was reading through another tab.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I'm saying I can't do a screen recording with me and showing the screen recording on base app where my base domain is because it's only mobile. I can't get on the web version of base app.
You got iPhone?
No, I've got an Android. But I'm just saying for my full setup of how I did the whack thing, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to, so I think what I'll do is I'll create it on the base app just so it has my domain as the creator. And then I'll probably end up doing a screen recording of placing a bet with one of my other wallets. Just so people can see kind of how the flow works of betting on that market.
Yeah.
And Hoods had a question. So a market is a bet? No. So when you create a market, that's something for people to bet on. You then can go and bet on that market, on a prediction market. So, right. A prediction market is you can come up with anything. Like I said, a lot of sports stuff, you can bet on wins, losses, who's going to win this. You could put a prediction market on over-unders, a score, whatever you want. You can create a prediction market about anything in any realm of, topics. But then the bet itself, you then go put money, on whatever the outcomes are. That's what you're predicting. You're betting a prediction.
Dude, it's so interesting too. Like we talked about it before, like people can copy bets. First off, if you have a cool idea for a bet, like something clever, put it up here. There's so much fun shit out there. Like we had 1 or 2 markets about aliens, and you know how much people love that, and I'm sure would bet on it. So clever ideas, stuff you don't see out there, make that market, you know? But then the other side is you got to market it. You have to, because then somebody can just copy the thing. And so that's why I know for sure the content side is just so important for prediction markets.
Absolutely.
If you guys do stuff, guys, I'll show it. Like I'll try to do what I can to put those up there and get people's eyes on your markets. So
Also, user tip, if you create a market, go ahead and bet on your market to start the volume. Like look at the top one. Like right now, there's no volume on that market. It's about to end. So that person's not going to get any fee for creating that market. So literally just cost them $1, right, to make that, and they made no money on it because they didn't fund it themselves. It's like a liquidity pool. I mean, you have to be willing to put a little liquidity in it if you want any volume to get started. And again, eventually, like as this takes off, there will be a lot more liquidity, there will be a lot more betting, all that stuff. There will be a lot more volume, so maybe you can get away with that. But right now, you've at least got, like, pretty much people don't look at markets if there's no volume on it, right? So you need to create a little initial volume too.
dude, I imagine there'll be bots that buy them up right away, like just like we see on meme coins and stuff. Just
Yeah, I mean that
instantly
happens on
pump
Zora
away.
right now with every creator coin.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I imagine that comes at some point too. Um, dude, the prediction market bug bit me. Yeah, I'm excited to start playing around more. By the way, I just happen to be looking at my wallet and my Billy's looking nice. I think that hype around that show is starting to move the needle for him too. And again, you just be aware prediction market season's here. There's some big stuff out there that's still cooking in prediction markets that yeah, some splashy stuff still coming. So it's the perfect time to be dialed in and paying attention. And I always say get some skin in the game too. You don't learn like you do is when you spend some money on it. You've got you got a great reason to pay attention. You stand to win or lose a lot from it. So get some skin in the game and start playing around and feel out the why this is such a big deal. And we'll be doing that with you here. Any of these markets caught your attention, Cats? Anything that looks like super spicy?
No, like I said, I actually bet on the tennis one just more because of the volume and the odds. I like going through seeing. So okay, just me personally, if people want to know how I use the site, because I think that's helpful. This is just no financial advice, like just personal preference. What I do is I go and sort by ending soon. And this is all because, again, you can't trade your bets yet. Like you can't trade your positions, right? So once you're locked in, you're locked in. So I'll go and I'll sort by ending soon, and then I'll bring the volume. So right there, I'll bring it down to, like, I'll bring a minimum. I don't care about maximum, but I'll bring the minimum up to at least like $20. So that I'm sorting right there. If you go to just $20, like then you at least know markets with volume and you know what's ending soon. So now you can see like, hey, these are the ones ending today. And then like, okay, see that?
My mouse is so fucked.
You're messing with me, Hudah. You're messing with me.
I can't. I just want to. There we go.
There you go. Leave it alone. Okay. So let's take, for instance, right? That very first one, there's $1,300 in volume on it, right? For Italy, Estonia. I know nothing about that, right? But if you place a $1 bet on Estonia and they happen to win, like you're winning $61, right? So it's just stuff like that I look for. Like now, obviously, like if you have a gambling problem, stay away from this. Like, like if you aren't comfortable betting, just don't do this, right? Because this is all gambling. But it's just, I like the lopsided stuff like that, where like a $1 payoff could pay you significantly. I've actually hit on some of those before. On like Formula One, I bet like an other or something in it one. I bet some random stuff that like have big payouts just on $1 bet, just by looking at lopsided stuff. Because like, I don't know, Chargers and Chiefs there, right. And so like Cassie's talking about, he's doing the $1 stuff too, right? Same thing I'm doing, because it just makes sense. Like if you can, if testing out, like if you know something's about to end, because then right now, if it's about to end, that means the odds aren't going to change. Right now, your odds can change. If somebody comes in and now puts all the money on what you just bet, thinking it was a big bet, well, now your odds just went way down and it's just not as much upside potential.
Cats, I could watch this game, right? And like if I know football and like I'm staying on top of the game and I'm like I sense the game is out of reach and the odds haven't moved yet, I can just get right in here real quick and take one side, right?
Not yet, because that game hasn't happened yet. And looking when it ends today. That game will happen Sunday. And
not
like
live.
right, and even with poly market stuff, like as far as your betting, once the game starts, they take all that away too. Like you can't sell your shares. I think they take it to where once the game goes live, you then can't sell your shares. Because then everybody would just sell off. If the Chargers are getting blown out, like everybody's just selling off their Chargers bet, trying to dump the market.
That makes sense. I think it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I'll toss it around more. Okay, cool. Dude, it's so cool because you can picture everybody can pick the thing that they like, what's their hobby, what's their interest, and you could just be the dude who does markets around that thing.
Yep.
I'm like kind of crazy, like endless opportunity to do that. So fucking love this, man. All right. Any final thoughts, insights, whatever about prediction markets, predict base?
That's what I got for now. But again, as people start using it, if you have questions, hit us up. We'll talk about it.
Here's a good question from Kokomoria. What's the fee you're getting after opening a new bet and funding it?
So I don't know what he's talking about. Like right now, are you talking about creating a market?
Yeah, I think it's create a market, and if you bet on it, even with your $10 on each side or $5 or whatever you're betting, like what kind of fee are you getting right now, if any?
Right. The fee that you get back is, now you get a little pretty for betting right now, but that's kind of negligible, honestly, in my opinion. But the fee you get back is the creator fee, and that's all based on the overall volume of the market you created. Like I said, that one that whoever created that US market one that's got 18,000 in volume right now, they've already made, like, when that resolves, because it's not immediate, it's when it resolves. So when that market resolves and all the payouts go out, and you can claim your winnings after. But when all that happens, the market resolves, that wallet will get 181 USDC if it ends right there. Just as the 1% creator earnings. So yeah, that's the fee you get back. It's just on however much that volume does, which comes to the point, like, right, you want to market that. You want people to be placing bets on that. So because you're getting paid that 1%. And then of course, if you bet, so for me, like I'll bet both sides. Like today we'll do the Grok bet. I'll bet some money on both sides of it. And then I'm going to lose whatever side loses, right? And I'm going to win whatever side wins. And whatever the odds end up, maybe I come out ahead, maybe I come out down. But that's part of just testing it out and creating markets for me right now. Like I want to do this for the community. So I'm okay with taking the losing side too, just to create the market to get it going. As far as volume, because there's not a ton of volume yet. I dig it. You got your answer. Good. All right, boys, I think we'll wrap there. Dude, we covered a lot. And there's actually a lot going on, which is crazy for how like slow things are slow. And there happens to be a lot going on, which has me crazy excited for how wild this is going to get when, like Cheyenne was saying, like the crazy part's coming still. I believe that. I fully believe that. So the crazy part's coming. Smart that you guys are plugged in right now ahead of that. So stay plugged in. Make sure you're following this guy, Cats Fanatic. Awesome content. I love seeing you getting the video stuff too, man. Like smart, and you're doing It's
well.
been fun.
Yeah, dude. Fucking cool. Cats Fanatic OG0G. Give him a follow on X. I think most of you guys are already, but follow him. You can follow me at Hudah_idiot. By the way, any final like thoughts, words, Cats?
No, I love doing this. Like I said, I've loved learning the video side. It's been a big learning curve for me, right? Like this stuff is not easy. And there's a lot of great content creators out there that make it look easy. So, kudos to you, man. You've been crushing video for 2 years. So, I'm happy to be able to finally expand and I've really enjoyed the creative side of doing it. I didn't know I would like that part as much. I've enjoyed writing, but this has really pushed me even further. So I'm really having fun with that. Oh, let's see what Skynet did.
Love to hear. Yeah. Let's check it. 3 mil FDV, 3.14 mil FDV. This one's pretty spicy too. Like pure Genesis launch. I think there was no AI rocket pre-sales part of it. And it's hypey and the product makes a ton of sense. This one I kind of think does well. The question is, does it do better than like Finny? Does it do better than Sage? Like some of these other like good product launches too. So keep an eye on this one. You got any predictions, guys?
It did it. I mean, it went top tier. So, I mean, we're up right now. We'll see where it goes.
You're looking at what, like a 2x right here? A little over 2x?
Not quite a 2x, right?
So again, like remind me when they go at 100K, I guess it depends how high it went, but FDV is somewhere I thought like 1.8-ish, 1.7-ish.
Yeah, and that all depends on the price of virtual at the time. So
True. Yeah, yeah. Dude, there's so many moving parts. I get how somebody who's like not on top of this all, like I get how they can't keep it straight because like the thing they learn one day, well, like a month later, the numbers are completely different. Plus the rules changing.
Now there's not even a current pledging one, so I can't even go and see what the launch FDV is currently.
Dude, that's one thing I wish they would add is like on the product page, like what FDV did it launch at and like how many points. Could just like a quick recap of the Genesis, like where like a snapshot of where it completed at.
I mean, it does it on well intel for you, but this one's too new. I don't know if I'll try to go find it.
Yeah, I'm curious. Katsy, you got a prediction here? Any of you guys got a prediction for market cap FDV? Let me run through just while we're doing our final check on this. Subscribe to CryptoSlam over on YouTube. What else? I think we got it all. Anyway, it was really fun streaming. Appreciate everybody who came up, Picasso and Obi-Wan. I like that name a lot, dude. And then Whitney and was there somebody else in the mix too? Whatever.
Cheyenne.
Oh, Cheyenne, of course. Cheyenne's got great takes. I love his breakdowns.
Yeah, I'm happy that we got more people up here on Spaces. Like that's what we want. We want to talk to the community about all the stuff going on. So,
dude, definitely, yeah. Next week, same thing. Friday community show, 8 a.m. Eastern time. We'll see what kind of wild stuff happens between now and then. Some of those great Genesis launches too. We'll have those to talk about. We want to peek at anything else? Are we good?
All right, I'm
you want to do intel?
Well, I was gonna say I got it pulled up now. It's just taking a minute because it's new. Oh, there you go. Pull it up. Oh, I don't have it on the. Yeah, but see the. I don't know.
Yeah, does this show the Genesis stats?
Whenever you go to the Genesis page, it will, but I don't know if that's.
Like they might not have that live yet, or like here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That'll, if it's on that page, it'll show it.
Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. So data's not in
yet.
Yeah,
it's not ready yet. Because what it like once all the data's in, it will actually show you. Like go just click on Finny. Because this is a really cool, if people haven't seen this. See there? So like it actually, like that top screen, it says max tier reached. Like it shows you, maybe a better example is actually go to NUA. Because that was what was cool to me. With the whole V2 thing. Like, yeah. Yeah, so now click on NUA, right? See that? Like it shows you exactly where in the tier it got. So it got tier 2 and like how far up it got. And it shows you all that, which is really cool.
What a great site.
Yeah, it shows you the total points committed, all that. So
got to be a staker to access this part.
I think so. Yeah.
Worth it. I think you can holder or staker, like your levels you need to have is different for each, but yeah, for me, worth it. Then again, we'll show it on the screen here. So there we go.
But so for V2, like, I mean, this stuff matters. Like you're saying, that's not available on the virtual site, but you can see exactly where it hit using Will Intel.
Yep. All right. One more time.
I think Skynet's gonna do well.
Yeah, 5
I mean, that projection right there is higher than Finny. Now, I think Finny still will have a long way to go. They're gonna have a big backing, and I think it'll actually do pretty decent. But
yeah. I think I'm with you, man. All right, guys. I hope you have a great freaking day. Back on Monday with we got a guest Monday. I forget who it is. So just stay tuned. I'll tweet it out. I can't remember who's on Monday. Spyra's gonna be on next week. I know that. I think that's Tuesday, but I'll get the announcements out there. awesome guest next week. Cat's great to hang with you and chat and
Love it.
we'll see you guys later. Goodbye.
Have a good weekend.
Peace.